Is masturbation really as harmless as we've been led to believe? Sure, it's often considered normal, but how much is too much? And what happens when you can't seem to stop? In this video, we're diving deep into the science, the philosophy, and the hidden dangers of a habit that might seem innocent, but could be quietly robbing you of your energy, focus, and inner strength. This isn't about shaming or judgment, it's about understanding a 21st century issue that affects so many of us, young and old alike. We'll explore how this act affects your brain and why Stoicism offers powerful insights into overcoming this hidden trap. So stick around, hit that subscribe button, and let's explore how you can reclaim your willpower and live a life of true self-mastery. The history of masturbation. Modern medicine states that masturbation is completely normal, not just for humans, but also observed in animals like dogs and other mammals. However, this view of masturbation as normal hasn't always been the case. In the past, especially for men, masturbation was seen as immoral. So, in the past, it was believed that wasting sperm prevented procreation. For women, there was this fear that masturbation might, distance them from men by allowing them to find pleasure independently. Additionally, people thought it could actually cause various diseases, which made the practice highly discouraged. But let's return to the present for a moment. What do we really know about masturbation today? Well, it's commonly suggested as a remedy for insomnia, since it can help induce sleep. The French Institute of Health and Medical Research found that the male brain deactivates sexual desire after orgasm. The cerebral cortex, which handles conscious thought, basically takes a break after climax, and that often leads to sleep. However, hidden within this benefit is a trap. The problem is, masturbation releases dopamine in your brain, which is the hormone responsible for feelings of pleasure, stress relief, and a sense of reward. This dopamine rush can be so enjoyable that, honestly, it becomes addictive. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorder even categorizes excessive masturbation under hypersexuality disorder, classifying it as a form of obsessive-compulsive disorder. When this happens, you may find yourself unable to control your urges, becoming a slave to your desires. The problem arises because your brain adapts to these dopamine surges over time. It needs more and more dopamine to experience the same level of pleasure, creating a cycle where you're constantly seeking new ways to stimulate yourself. This addiction can lead to seeking extreme forms of gratification, like excessive pornography consumption, multiple sexual partners, or even risky behaviors. Addictions trap. Masturbation addiction is primarily driven by chemicals released in the brain. As your brain becomes accustomed to these dopamine hits, it craves them more frequently, urging you to find new ways to get that rush. This cycle can reach a breaking point where your brain starts to block dopamine receptors in an attempt to self-regulate. The result? You might engage in the act, but feel no pleasure, leaving you more frustrated than ever. This is similar to how smokers, overeaters, or alcoholics become trapped in their vices. So, Stoicism's perspective. Well, you might be wondering how Stoicism ties into all of this. Stoic philosophers like Seneca, Marcus Aurelius, and Epictetus spoke about pleasure and lust from a unique perspective. To the Stoics, masturbation wasn't just a quest for physical satisfaction, but an opportunity to explore the boundaries of body and mind. They saw it as a means to practice self-awareness and, honestly, a path to true freedom. In their philosophy, mastering our worldly desires and passions is key to elevating the human spirit. Epicurus asserted that true happiness comes not from nights of pleasure, but from self-control. For the Stoics, enjoying pleasure while maintaining control over it sets apart someone who has achieved a higher level of self-awareness. Instead of being enslaved by our desires, we must master them. Stoic reflection on masturbation is not about repression, but about deep understanding and self-mastery. This means really directing our emotions toward conscious self-exploration. Stoicism teaches that every action has consequences, not only for us, but also for the natural order of the universe. When we, succumb to our intense desires, such as uncontrolled masturbation, we lose our harmonious connection with nature and our inner peace. Consequences of compulsive masturbation can be, well, pretty significant. Compulsive masturbation can trigger a whirlwind of emotions like guilt, shame, and dissatisfaction. The Stoics taught that by practicing introspection and self-regulation, we can manage our emotions healthily. True satisfaction lies not in fleeting moments of pleasure, but in mastering ourselves and finding joy in what is simple and virtuous. So, number 2 is to build mental AI fortitude. Self-control is kind of like a muscle. The more you exercise it, the stronger it becomes. In the same way that physical exercise builds strength and resilience in your body, practicing self-control in the face of urges, well, it really builds mental fortitude. This isn't just about resisting an urge in the moment. It's actually about creating a mindset that empowers you to face all sorts of challenges in life with, greater strength and composure. When you resist the impulse to engage in compulsive behaviors like excessive masturbation, you're actually training your mind to prioritize long-term well-being over short-term pleasure. The ability to delay gratification is, honestly, a powerful tool in life. It helps you make decisions that really align with your long-term goals rather than being swayed by those momentary desires. For example, instead of seeking instant relief or pleasure through masturbation, you could use that urge as a signal to, engage in more productive activities like working out, meditating, or even working on a project you've been putting off. This shift in focus not only distracts you from the urge, but also helps you build a habit of choosing actions that are actually beneficial to your growth and well-being. Over time, this practice of exercising self-control contributes to building a strong foundation of mental resilience. You become more capable of handling other challenges in life, whether it's dealing with stress, overcoming procrastination, or managing your emotions in difficult situations. Stoic philosophers like Epicurus and Marcus Aurelius emphasize the importance of self-discipline and mental strength. They believed that by mastering our inner desires and emotions, we gain the power to face external challenges with a calm and composed mind. This is especially relevant in today's world, where distractions and instant gratification are, at every corner. Furthermore, building mental fortitude through self-control allows you to break free from the cycle of dependency. When you rely on external sources of pleasure like masturbation to feel good, you give away your power. Your mood and energy become tied to these fleeting moments of gratification. In contrast, when you learn to derive satisfaction from qualities like self-discipline, focus, and personal achievement, you gain a more stable and enduring sense of well-being. You become less vulnerable to the highs and lows that come with chasing after temporary pleasures. Another benefit of building mental fortitude is that it strengthens your self-esteem. Each time you choose to resist a compulsion, you reinforce the belief that you are in control of your actions. This sense of control boosts your confidence, not just in your ability to manage this particular habit, but also in your capacity to take on other challenges in life. You begin to see yourself as someone who is strong, disciplined, and capable of overcoming obstacles. This positive self-image creates a ripple effect, encouraging you to take on more challenges and push beyond your comfort zone. In addition, developing mental fortitude through self-control helps you cultivate a more mindful and intentional way of living. Instead of reacting impulsively to urges or external stimuli, you learn to pause, reflect, and make conscious choices. This practice of mindfulness can significantly enhance your overall quality of life. You become more aware of your thoughts and emotions, allowing you to navigate life with greater clarity and purpose. When you are not constantly seeking quick fixes for discomfort, you are free to explore the deeper aspects of life like personal growth, relationships, and meaningful work. In Stoic philosophy, true freedom comes not from indulging in every desire, but from mastering them. By practicing self-control, you are not just saying no to a specific act, you are saying yes to a life where you are in charge of your destiny. You are choosing to be the master of your mind rather than a slave to fleeting impulses. This mental fortitude becomes a core pillar of your character, giving you the strength to face life's uncertainties and challenges with equanimity and grace. True satisfaction comes from living according to our deepest principles and values. Compulsive masturbation can pull us away from our noblest purposes, diverting us from the true happiness found in virtue and inner peace. Through practices like meditation and mindfulness, we can cultivate the mental serenity needed to resist temptations and face our emotions in a healthy way. So, my friend, what are you doing with your life? Do you really believe that sitting at home watching videos and indulging in these acts will make you confident or successful? Do you think wasting your time and energy in this way can help you attract a partner? Absolutely not. Think wisely. Write in the comments, I am a powerful person. I have control over my mind. I choose to do what motivates and improves me. Thank you for staying with me. If you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe for more content.